Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have three hearings and a minor guardianship review with a mother who is furious that her child's paternal grandma still has guardianship over her son. Mom claims that communication is broken down and says that the guardian refuses to let her see him. She claims that the guardian is evil because she doesn't take proper care of him, and the only reason she wants the guardianship is so she can get money. Mom tells the judge she's done everything he's asked of her, and she doesn't understand why she can't have her son back now. She doesn't want the guardian to have him anymore, and she demands that the judge terminate the guardianship and give him back immediately. What does the judge think of her demands? Let's find out.
Circuit Court for the County of Kent is now in session. Honorable J. Joseph Rossi presiding. We are here in the matter of JMR. Case number is 20-05351GM. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court on a review of the guardianship that is currently granted to Miss Riley. So I think I'll lead off by taking Miss Riley's testimony on what's currently going on with JMR. So, Miss Riley, if you would raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Very good. And can you give me an update on how the child is doing at this time?
Oh, he's actually doing real good. He got a IEP done. And he was struggling in school, but he's doing pretty good. Once he got his IEP done, they said that yes, he is like a little ADHD, but once I go to his doctor's appointment tomorrow and I have to take this paperwork, they say he need like a mild dose of something and he could be at the top of his class.
And what grade is he in again?
First grade.
All right. And how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay. All right. Well, most 6-year-old boys are pretty busy this time. And how about other is he involved in any other activities besides going to school?
No, sir. He is because he's so distracted. I tried to do him in Loop, but Loop said they couldn't handle his attention thing, how he act. They couldn't handle that, so we had to stop the Loop thing. So it's just really
What is the Loop?
the Loop program is at the school.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
at the
right.
school. Yeah, we tried that and they gave me like the longest note, like they can't handle like his disability. So I took him out of that. He's not really into sports. So he likes to draw. He likes to be like on computers and stuff like that. So I got him a new tablet so he can do like some more learning activities and help with his sentences and his words. So we're working on that. But other than that, he's doing well in school. It's just he
Very,
has attention. He gets distracted, and his
yeah.
help. He needs like a personal type of help.
Yeah, and the IEP should help with that because that'll qualify him, if needed for a classroom aide, who can kind of
Uh-huh.
redirect him and refocus him. And I'd go with the doctor's recommendation on, medication, if that's what's recommended. Sometimes, right, a low dose of, one of the Ritalin or Adderall, can be the right thing to help out, just during that time when, he needs the most help staying focused. Because my dad was a career teacher and he always said, the system's just not set up for boys who learn, by doing and experiencing more so than sitting in class.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard at his age just to sit still and do the work that's needed, even though he obviously smart enough to learn. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, good. Anything else medically, dentally going on with him that I ought to know about?
Oh no, he done got all the little teeth removed, so he a little snag a tooth right now. Uh,
Okay. He had a
so
bunch of them pulled out. Did he have cavities or something?
no, it was the two front ones. Remember the two front ones that I always had the problem with? One of them came out, but the other one, when I was taking him to the dentist, it was loose. So as they was cleaning his teeth and doing all that, they just pulled it right on out.
Got it. Got it. So he's got a big gap up front right now.
Yes.
A spitting gap, as I think I used to call it when I was a kid. So, all right, very good. And from your perspective, how are the exchanges and parenting time going with mom at this point?
It is the worst.
Uh,
It is the worst. And like I was letting your secretary know back in August when we had the meeting on my birthday. Before then, you know, before then she sent me a message stating that because I guess when child support sent the paperwork, oh, I got a big it was a big problem. I'm like, it's not me pressing this stuff on you. I don't need nothing from you. But she made it like I'm trying to put child support on her. And it kind of blew up. And I guess when he came to check her home, it wasn't up to standard. So she just feel like she don't have to do these things. She's not finna pay child support. And she actually had sent me a message talking about y'all could just have him. I'm about to pack his room up. I said, well, if that's the case, Quayla, I gave her some time. I'm like, well, if that's the case, let them know when we have court August 26th. She didn't do that. Actually, I don't think she'd even show. She didn't even do that. So I just let it go. I never pressed her about it. I never stressed it about it. You know what I'm saying? Because she goes through that. Okay. And then here comes September. She really wasn't getting them on the weekend at all. When I was letting her get them during the weekday, it was like her weekends was she didn't have to do the weekend, and then it became to where she'll get them whenever she feel like it. No, I don't call and press her. No, I didn't call and be like, are you coming to get him? Because I felt like she know what she has to do. And then the last time I picked him up, her gas was off. And that was in September. And then here it is, November, she's still staying at other people's houses and stuff. No, come October, she's still staying at people. She was staying at one of somebody I know. She was staying with them, her and her boyfriend. And so here it is. I was letting her take him to school and stuff once again because she had just got out of jail because I ain't seen her for a while. She ain't called. She ain't do nothing. I ain't seen her for a while. And I guess she had just got out of jail because she had a case with the boyfriend's baby mama and whatever that is. I'm not quite sure, but she had a case where she had just got out of jail. She called me and she said, I want to get my son. No problem. I don't never give her no problems. And so one day I asked her, I'm like, can you bring him home early because he was sick? He was sick for like a whole week, just like he's sick now because he don't like to keep his coat zipped up and stuff. And so I asked her, he had a lot of homework to do. I'm like, well, can you bring him home early? Because so he can, try to finish up on his work. So she has him call me like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Nana, can I stay? She has him call me. And I'm like, no, you need to come home. You got stuff to do.
And that's 7:38 at night or in the morning?
At night.
Okay.
Just like 7:30 at night. Now I normally have him like in the tub and stuff about 8 o'clock in bed by 9. He didn't get there till close to 9 o'clock. So okay. And I just text her, I asked you not to bring him home late. So the next day I get this long text message like I'm trying to control her. I'm trying to bully this and this. And I could have took him to school and I could have helped him with his homework. I don't let her help him with his homework because the fact that I don't know if she was joking around or what, but she like, yeah, I don't be knowing how to do some of the stuff, so I'll just give him the answer. That's not how that's supposed to work. You're supposed to at least try to teach him and try to have him do it on his own. So I didn't let her help him with the homework. Then here come Halloween. Every holiday she has him. Every year they take him trick or treat. Okay, I just want to take him trick or treating this one time. And that went so far north. Now her mama don't call me at all. Her mama not blocked. Her mom don't nobody call to come and get him. But the second she gets an attitude, I got everybody and their mama coming through my phone, threatening me, talking this, doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute, where is y'all at any other time? Where y'all at the good times? Y'all always want to come in at the bad times. And it was like, then her sister texts me, oh, oh, can he go trick or treating with his cousins? He haven't seen them, and that's not my fault that he hasn't seen him. He goes with his mom. Then I got her mama texting me, "You stupid bitch," and excuse my friend, I'm sorry. It's just like I'm everything under the moon, under the sun. You know what I'm saying? All because I want to take him trick or treating one time. You get him every year. You get him on his birthday. You get him on a holiday. You get him when you want to.
And to clarify, it's not Miss Miller Bird who's asking to take him trick or treating, but Miss Miller Bird's sister with his
No,
cousins.
she asked, but prior to that, I let her know. I said that was when she got out of jail, and she came and got him. I said, Quayla, what y'all want to do for Halloween? Because he do have like a little trick or treating date. It's this little girl that my daughter's friend. Her daughter name is Nova. He loved him some Nova. He really likes going over to play with her and everything. So they had a plan to go trick or treating, and like some years you go trick or treating more than once, it
Oh
like
yeah.
so I didn't really know how this was gonna go, but I asked her, I said, Quayla, what are y'all plans on doing? Because he do have like a little trick or treating date. You know what I'm saying? This is way before Halloween. And she like, I'm not sure. She said, just let me know what day you gonna take you. I'm like, okay, fine. So here comes the date. Then is, oh, you're depriving me. She on Facebook. I'm depriving her from seeing her son, and it's a sad ass H that won't let nobody take their son to trick. I'm like, wait a minute. We talked about this already. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is going on? And then I'ma whoop yo and wait till I see you pull up. She talking crazy all the whole time. She at somebody else's house. She ain't even at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you not even at home? Is your gas on? Do you got a job? You want me to just bring me my son? Just bring me my son for what, Quayla? You're not even at home. You can't even be at home.
Yep.
And it's
Okay.
the mom. Then her
Yeah.
mom.
So I see things have kind of come to a head recently, particularly with the Halloween thing. Did he ever wind up getting a chance to go with Nova? Or did that come apart?
No, he didn't even get to go with Nova. Nova ended up being sick. So I'm like, okay. Um, after all of that, then I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not finna, okay, I'll just do it. And we went trick or treating. He had a ball. He was a cowboy.
Well, that's the most important part, that he got some candy anyways and feels like he accomplished the Halloween tradition. So, okay. All
Yeah,
right. Well, anything else you want to tell me, Miss Riley, before I switch to Miss Miller Bird?
yeah. Well, I mean, you already know about the paperwork. I just need to know where she resides so I can get this paperwork to her. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm sick of all these threats. Everybody want to threaten me because I want to do because of one thing. Oh, because you have him all the time. You have him all the time. Okay, and so do you. I'm just tired of it's like when she don't have her way. I don't hear from nobody in her family until she don't have her way. It ain't like
Yeah.
nobody can't come and get him. Nobody can. Clearly, you're not blocked on my phone because you can send me all these crazy messages and all these threats. And when I get him, you're not gonna get him. And man, I am very much so sick of it, Judge. It's like to the point where I can't. We back to that point where if we come in contact, that I feel like I want to fight her.
Yeah. And when you're doing the exchanges right now, are those still occurring at the police department, or have you worked those out somewhere
We
else?
had work. She was picking him up from my house, Judge.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if we have to go back to, that old way of doing things, was that better back then when the exchanges were more structured at the police department?
Not at all, because hell, I got threats from her sister talking about how she gonna bust me in my face. The mama got everybody. It was always conflict when this time come. But when we're not conflicting, then I don't hear from nobody.
Got it. And yeah, and we got more holidays coming up, so we might have more of the same issues, because I don't right now my order doesn't specify anything about holidays. I think it just goes on the day to day. Um, but we got to figure out a plan to cover these holidays that are upcoming. So
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Miss Riley. Let me swear in Miss Millibird, and I'll hear her side of the story. Miss Millibird, if you'd please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. And Miss Millibird, what's happening from your perspective right now?
Okay, so everything was going good, you know what I'm saying? Everything always like once we got cool and all that stuff and was able to do the mutual agreements for the visits and stuff like that, and nobody was beefing and it wasn't fiery no more. I was able to come to her house and pick him up and stuff like that. She was able to come to my house and get him all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? I was able to take him to school. I was able to pick him up from school. She didn't care about them weekends. We wasn't even doing the order how you had it no more. I pick him up when I want to pick him up and I drop him off when I want to drop him off. Like,
Okay. Well,
she
and I got a
actually
question. Were you going to his school? I mean, like parent teacher conferences and stuff like that?
she don't tell me when none of the parent teacher conferences is. She will not put me on the thing. She will not put me on the list. She do not let me know nothing. She just come to me and be like, "Oh, conferences was today, but I forgot to tell you." But this
You just
happened.
got out of jail.
Girl,
Well, yeah,
why
I
is why
mean,
is she able to interrupt me? And I ain't say nothing when she was talking.
yeah. Let me just take Miss Millibird's testimony first, and I'll give you a chance to talk, Miss Riley. So, yeah, I mean, is there any way you should be able to get on the list at school for email notifications and stuff?
No, I'm not on no list. She keeps saying that. I sent her my email and stuff. She keeps saying she don't got it. She forgot to give it to them. This and that and the third. Soon as she get less, I'm gonna just put it on the floor. We don't need to do this guardianship no more, Joseph Rossi. I'm sorry, Judge Rossi. I'm sorry. I tried so hard to do it the way you wanted it to be along, get along with this lady and everything, but she's evil. She's spiteful. She doesn't want anything good for nobody but for herself. Do you get what I'm saying? Basically, all I'm saying is this: I tried to be cordial with her. I don't argue with her. I don't say nothing to her. It's already problem enough that I'm sitting up here being a mother to a child from somebody else's home. It hurts already enough that she's been with her for almost 2 years. I didn't get to send him off for his first day of school. I don't get
That's
to
a
go to
lie. You had
nothing.
them for the whole week. You sent
Oh
them
my
off the
God.
first
Hang
week.
on,
Don't
Miss
lie.
Riley. I'm going to give you a chance.
Can you please mute
But
her?
let Miss Millibird testify first. All right. Yeah, well,
She
and
unmutes
let me
herself.
backtrack a little bit here. Because we don't, I'm not here to review or to, you haven't moved to terminate the guardianship. I know
Yes,
you
I
have.
did. I filed a motion. I'm not doing this anymore.
Have
She
you
gets
filed a
angry.
motion currently that's in front of me, or was that the past one?
No, it's a new one. I just filed and I just got the court date for it. I can't do
Okay.
this anymore. She's not doing this for the better of him. She's not doing this for nobody but herself. Every time she get mad, she texts my phone and talk about how I'm not gonna get him anymore. That's what she just did. She lies and
Show
tells
it.
herself lies. I
Show
will
it.
show it. If I can show him right now, I will show it. She does
Okay.
this all the time, bro. She
Okay.
think that she gonna play
Okay.
a pawn with a baby.
Mhm.
He's 6 years
Okay,
old and he's a
well, hang
child.
on. Let me just pause you a second here. If we're gonna, if we're gonna go through your motion to terminate again, then it's gonna involve the usual. It's gonna be a home study. That they're gonna have to come and inspect your residence. I'll order that.
Yes.
That's
Well,
the
I'm just
norm.
here to say this. I
It'll be
have all
clean
the
for the
things.
moment.
Man,
Hang
can
on.
I talk? Can she stop interrupting me? That is rude. I have not said nothing when this lady is talking. She's way older than me. Why does she keep cutting me off?
All right, she's muted now, so she shouldn't be interrupted any longer. Go ahead and continue, Miss Millibird.
Okay, so basically, all I'm saying is this: like, I understand that when we first started this guardianship, you felt like I wasn't the best at the time, but you know what I'm saying. I have switched it around a lot, a lot. You probably don't know that because you don't know me and you ain't in my life, and she don't know me and she's not around me. But
Right.
I have a job now. As part time. I clean my cousin's building. I don't drink anymore. I don't. I got off my probation. They terminated it. It's over. That case that she brought up and said that I got into with my boyfriend's baby mama, it was false. They threw it out, and that's why I got my probation terminated. I'm not on no probation or nothing anymore. I am a free woman, and I'm doing good. I got my license. She just needs to stop trying to put me down. All this stuff that you told me to do, I did. I'm changing for my son, and he can come home now. He don't have to be with her anymore. He don't need her anymore. She just doing all this stuff to get money, bro. Like she called the people trying to get money from me. I don't understand why her child support say she don't get income. She been working a job for 20 something years. Why does she need anything from anybody? Why?
Well, I mean, obviously, raising the child in this case does
Okay, but I help
anyone.
her. I help her. I help her. I help with the clothes. I help with all that stuff. I might not give my stuff to her because this is my house. So I keep my stuff over here and she keep her stuff over there. But I buy my son everything. I can show you my son's room right now. I can show you my son's room right now. I don't care what Travis said about my house. I can show you my house right now. And I didn't expect to be showing y'all my house at all. I don't have to lie about none of this stuff. A person just get on your try to get when she was going to court and coming to see you and everything was okay, she had nothing bad to say about me. But as soon as we're not getting along, now I'm a gas off. I ain't this, I ain't that, I ain't this, I don't need my son. All this weird stuff that I'm not with anymore. My baby is a baby. He cries to me every time he sees me because he wants to stay with his mom.
Was your gas off, Miss Miller?
Yes, it was off. My gas was off, and you guess what? It was right back on.
Okay, so you're good now. You got heat for the winter. That's good.
Well, like I don't understand, why is it a big deal for my gas to be off? We are human. Sometimes things happen.
No, it's a whole different thing,
exactly.
Right?
What was her reasoning for saying that? She's doing all this to be spiteful. I just want you to see that. Like, ain't no reason for us to keep trying to reinstate this guardianship. She don't want me to have my baby. She's trying to keep him from me. She's trying to ruin. I don't know what she got going on. Why would you go sign my son up for an IEP? He's 6 years old, trying to get him on medication. He's 6. I just told her when she was living in my house, I didn't want him on no medication. Now all of a sudden you got him for an IEP and you about to get him on some medication. Why? So you can get an SSI check? Why?
Well,
I mean, trying to use him for income. Mind you, she got mad at me last year because I claimed him on my taxes, and she thinks she owns him. She does not own him. She tried to get mad and say, oh, well, since you're not doing it my way and you're not listening to me and you're not bowing down, oh, you ain't seeing him no more. You ain't getting him no more. She do all this fake stuff when we get on court. She was just on Facebook talking about me too. And she's 40-something years old. She was on Facebook talking about how I ain't got my son. That's why she got my baby. I'm not getting my son back. I don't want him. I don't love him. I'm not getting him back. I do everything for him just for tax money. This lady is evil. I'm tired of dealing with her. I'm tired of I'm sorry for yelling. I'm so sorry for yelling, Judge Roger. I'm not yelling at you, but I'm just frustrated with the situation. I'm tired of dealing with her. I'm getting too old for this stuff. I already got one of my kids took and they gone forever. I'm not getting them back. I'm not seeing them no more. I don't know what he looked like. It hurts. I'm not trying to do that with my son. I'm trying to be better for my son. I only got one left. That's all I got. Give my baby back, please. He don't want to be with her. He tells me every time we come over here, he don't want to live with her no more. Every time. He don't even have no room over there and he's 6 years old. Why is he still sleeping in the bed with you? Why? And he have a whole bed over here.
Well, I can say, our 5, soon to be 6-year-old daughter crawls in beside my wife. She said she gets cold every now and then and does it. That's not unusual.
And I get that. Nothing wrong with that.
And let me just speak to kind of lay out the lay of the land here. The way things, I see them going with the guardianship. And I'll tell you what I'm not going to do is I won't terminate it today, kind of on a whim. I called this hearing because I had heard from Miss Riley, that there was conflict going on regarding parenting times, and things had kind of hit a low point. And and if you've already filed to terminate the guardianship, then we'll conduct the home study and the hearing and all the things that we did before. And I can tell you my expectations, are going to be more or less the same. The home study will involve, a visit to your place and a, determination whether it's appropriate or not. Evaluation of your work and your income situation to see, if those things are sustainable. How about going to counseling and doing those things, Ms. Willibert? Are you still engaged with that? Go ahead.
I still go to counseling and stuff like that. But like, I really haven't been I really haven't been dealing with anything. Like, I really been doing really good, even though my sister just passed away September 8th. And I have been really doing good. Honestly, I have been doing good with everything. I've been dealing with my emotions pretty well. I haven't been lashing out too much or crashing out too much. I told you I don't drink anymore. So like, that's a big help in a lot of the stuff. I've been eating different. Oh yeah. And I meant to tell you also, when she was saying that I wasn't able to get my child, I do have something going on with my stomach. I don't know what it is. It's a gastrology problem. I got a appointment on the December 4th. It had caused me to be very sick and lose a lot of weight. I told her that. I told her that I was sick and I wasn't going to be able to get him. It was for a long time too, that I didn't expect it to be as long as it was, but it was for a long time. It's just funny to me how every time when we cool, everything is good. It's okay for me to, do what I'm doing. If I got sick, it's okay. Everything's okay. But as soon as she don't like when I'm speaking up about my child, everything's a problem. Now she coming and she got so much bad to say about me, and now I'm this and now I'm that. I don't have nothing bad to say about her. All I need to say is that she is evil and she just wants to keep my baby away from me. There's no reason why she should be raising my son. There's no reason why. I have nothing is wrong with me. I'm not hurt. I'm not impaired. I'm not nothing. There's no reason why she should be raising my child anymore. She needs to come home.
All
I'm
right,
doing
well,
fine.
and that's what I'll evaluate when I look at your application to terminate the guardianship. Um, and I'll also look at, right, the home study, the information there on that. But none of that's going to happen quickly. It takes 30 days to schedule and complete a home study. So we're looking at minimum of already, and of course we got the holidays to deal with here in terms of people's schedules and stuff. So we're looking at minimum, late December, first of next year, before I have a hearing on your request to terminate the guardianship. And
January.
I guess what I'm hearing here is that, we had a pretty structured way of doing exchanges and certain days and things like that, and I mean, of course, there are, the good thing about informality is it allows, both of you to adjust to your respective schedules. And, if child is sick, then you can make an adjustment. If one of you is sick, you can make an adjustment and work around that. The hard thing about it is, yeah, something comes up like Halloween, and there's kind of mutual misunderstanding as to who's going where and who's going to trick or treat. Then people get angry at each other, and I can imagine. I guess from Miss Riley's perspective, she's not only hearing from you, but it sounds like, your family members, et cetera, weigh in directly to her on it. And of course, they don't have, I mean, they're backing you up or whatever, but, they're, legal sense, they don't have any, standing or ability to change the situation. They just kind of fan the flames and make it worse. So,
Right.
I would, if we could, because it seems like when the two of you communicate well, you're able to, work things out pretty well. It's just when we get extra communications going there. And I'll tell you, one option is we can do is I could limit the communications between the two of you. There's a program called Our Family Wizard, and it's run by the court. It's basically a text or email type program where you can exchange information about the child, but it's also monitored by the court. So if there's extra stuff on there, or one person cussing the other person out or whatever, then I get a report of it as well, and I take it into consideration when I make my decisions regarding placement of the child. So, that's one option. What are your thoughts about doing something like more formal like that? I'll hear from you first since I've got you, Miss Millerbird.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't think that we need no monitored thing. I just feel like I don't need to talk to her no more. Listen, I have a whole son's dad. I have talked to my baby daddy all the time. I can talk to my baby daddy. I ask my baby daddy to let me see the baby all the time. He tells her that I want to see him. And you know what she do to him? She get an attitude at him and she put him out because he choosing my side too hard. He choosing my side, he on my side. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't got time for this. I shouldn't have to go through something like this. I'm his mom. Every time you get mad, you shouldn't be able to say, oh, you're not seeing him anymore. You can't do that. That's not fair. Just like this weekend and the weekend before that, I wrote her and I wrote him. And I asked for my baby. She played wild goose chase with me so that I couldn't find him, so that I couldn't come get him, knowing that I could get the order and bring the police to her house and make her give me to him. So she made sure that he wasn't at home so I couldn't come pick him up. She'd make sure that he's not at home so I can come get my own baby, just so she can violate the order. She keep violating the order. The whole point of her bringing this stuff to court, she's the reason why we here. Remember, she's the reason why we here. She brought us all here today. She wanted guardianship of Jaylon. She wanted this. This is what she wanted. I never told her she could have my son. Mind you, we're here because of her. But every time things don't go her way, she doesn't follow your order. But she brought us all here today.
Yeah, well, right, and it's because there's been this conflict now. When you say the wild goose chase, is that based on your communications directly with
No, I will
Riley?
call her. I will write her. I will show you. I wish I could pull up messages at court. I will show you messages of me saying, "Are you going to let me get my son this weekend?" I don't care about me and her not being cool. That don't make the agreement over because me and her not cool. That don't have nothing to do with my child. That don't have nothing to do with the agreement. That don't have nothing to do with it. You should be old enough and grown enough to know that it doesn't have nothing to do with it. You should be old enough and grown enough to understand that you should not be trying to deprive a mother of time and memories with her child. You should not be doing that when nobody did that with you and your kids.
And you're saying that goes directly between you and Miss Riley, or is that going
Yes,
through
before I
Dad?
write my kid's dad, I will write her and ask her on my own. She won't write me back or she won't answer the message. She blocked me on my phone so that I can't text her no more. But I wrote her off my boyfriend phone. And then she didn't answer the message or open it or say nothing. So I had my baby daddy call her. I'm sorry to call him at my father, the kids, my father of my kids,
Yep.
call her and ask her. He said, every time I say something to him about getting my baby, he say, you know, I can't say nothing to her about it. She's going to get mad at me. She's going to argue with me. She's going to cuss me out. You know, it's not going to be a walk in the park if you get him. Why? When I'm supposed to be getting him Friday through Sunday. She knows that. She knows that. It's clearly stated in the order. Like,
And
I
you're
need
able
another
to
order. I need
take
y'all to
him
send me another order over
yeah.
my email so that I could be able to pick up my son this weekend, tomorrow, because I'm not going to keep doing this with her. I'm not going to keep I missed a whole Halloween with my baby. It's not a big deal. Halloween is not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But when your kid is living in somebody else's house, holidays are important to me. I got him a gingerbread house to do for Halloween, cookies to decorate, a pumpkin, all that, a costume, everything, just for this lady to say no. And then I'm gonna tell you another thing. Just since she's trying to act like she's so holy and she's just such a good lady, and she's just, oh my gosh, somebody's just threatening her. My mom is the one who's nice. My mom is the one who's trying to be the good grandmother. My mom wrote her nicely. My mom never called her no stupid B word while she lying. My mom don't even talk to her like that. My mom don't even talk like that. My mom ain't did nothing but try to be nice to that lady. That lady is evil. She told my mama she don't want her picking my son up from her house because she don't like her and she don't want her around her because she chose my side when she told my mama that I had a seizure at the hospital. She is evil. Like I said, she thinks she can tell people what to do. She thinks she's going to tell my mama she can't see her own grandson. That's not in the order. You're not going to tell nobody who they can and can't see. That's not in the order. You're not going to tell nobody nothing. I'm tired of her thinking that
the
she runs
important
somebody.
part, though, just if I can pause you, is that, I mean, the order is for you to have parenting time. Now, if you want
Right,
to
it is. But I don't see why
right.
I didn't make my mom write them. I didn't make my mama write her or nothing. My mom is the one who really wanted my son on Halloween. She really wanted him. I'm not making her do nothing. She really wanted her grandson. I'm just saying, like, she should be able to see him. Why is it a problem for her to be able to see him? You know what I'm saying? She's just as much a part of the family too. She helps. She buys coats. She buys clothes. She buys shoes. She does everything just like she does. Why can't she be
Well,
involved?
yeah, no, and the thing is I'm not saying at all that your mom shouldn't or can't be involved, but it's all ultimately got to flow through you.
That's
You're the one that,
cool.
right,
I'm okay with all of that. My mom just tried to talk to her herself because I'm not cool with her right now. So my mom tried to be an adult about it. Talera don't like my mama and tried to fight my mama in a corner store. Talera is a mess. I'm tired of
yeah.
her acting like she's so good.
All right. Well, I mean, the thing is, and of course, I don't see the day to day between the families, and we
No,
got,
you don't. And I'm trying to keep the peace because I don't want you to take my baby and put him in foster care. But I'm trying to tell you, like, I can't do this anymore. I'm
yeah.
going to end up getting in trouble with her because I don't like her. I don't like her. Like, I don't
Well,
want
and
to deal
I
with her.
don't
You know what I'm
want
saying?
there to
Like,
be
she said that she
conflict.
don't,
Yeah.
she talked about she gonna try to fight me. Like, I'm not about to be fighting you. I'm not gonna be doing none of that. I'm about to be coming to get my son and going back home. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be fighting you over my baby. That's stupid. When I didn't have no baby with you, I had a baby with your son, and you took it upon yourself to step into our business because you don't know how to mind your business.
Well, but now she has been raising the child here for a couple of years and bearing all the expenses, getting him to school and all that stuff. So
She
that's
don't bear all the expenses, and she don't only take him to school. We be taking him to school too. She's a
okay.
liar. We
All
do
right.
stuff for him just as much as she do. I came over her house and we swapped out clothes. She
Well,
trying
and
to tell me.
I got to get a clearer perspective about how that works. And one thing I haven't done, Miss Miller Bird, because I wanted to give you enough financial space is I haven't ordered, there are provisions in guardianship orders where sometimes, you're ordered to pay a certain amount of money towards the child's expenses for a period
Why
of
though?
time.
So she can spend it on cigarettes and liquor? Like, I'm tired of this. Like, why are you making it seem like she's the better person, that she
Well, no,
deserves
no, it's
something from
not,
me?
and none of the judgments do that. They're just, more or less to acknowledge that, there are costs, et cetera, of raising a kid. And, there are a million of them ranging from, the car seat and everything else to, the extra gas to transport and all that stuff when you're doing kid events. So, taking time off to go to doctors, there are just things that come up and that cost money that someone has to pay. And I know you're saying you've been contributing clothes and some stuff that you keep at your place, but the fact is Miss Riley's been doing that day to day. At least from my perspective, because she's had the majority of the custody of the child in this case. So let me bounce back to Miss Riley and get her response on communication between the two of you. Miss Riley, I suggested that our family wizard, I've used that. It's mainly used between to establish custodial parents in divorce cases. I don't know why it couldn't be used here. Would you prefer to use something like that?
Yes, yes, I do, because it's a lot of lies that's been spoken. She took him to school the first week. She had the paperwork. She put her email on everything. She knows she was on all the paperwork while she was sitting here trying to lie. I remember I
Then why
told
they
you.
still don't
I remember.
email you
Are you
then?
talking? Is you
Yes, I
talking?
am.
Are you talking? Can you mute her, please? Thank you.
Y-
I let her take him to school the first week. So she seen all the paperwork, what was written down
Lies.
and everything. So with that being said, that's on her. She has different emails. Last email when she told me, I keep forgetting my email. I can't keep giving these people emails for her. And far as her mama, man, listen, ain't nobody blocked on my phone. I ain't blocked nobody because I need all your messages to come in. And I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to go and print out all the messages from the time that it started to show that the judge that I don't bother nobody. Don't nobody call me. I don't stop nobody from coming to see this boy, but don't nobody call me to come and get him or to come and pick him up until me and her is arguing. Then I got
Because
all this
nobody
extra
want to talk to
stuff.
you because you're stupid.
You're talking. You're talking. I thought you grew out of it. Talking and far as when he first started going to school, she only had 3 little outfits to start him in school. I sat there and went through all his
And
clothes
you didn't
and
have
reset.
none.
I went through all them. How I have none when I'm giving you some for him to start school? So how
All the
I ain't
clothes
got
you had
none?
was old to
You
her.
ain't
None of
have none to
All right,
start
we
for
can
him to
only have
start
one
school.
at a time, Miss Miller,
Okay,
but
well,
Susan
can
and
you
I
mute
probably
her,
will.
please? Like
Yep, I'm
thank you.
trying. Go ahead,
Thank
Miss
you.
Riley.
Thank you. She came here and I went through half of his clothes and we separated it. I let her pick out what she wanted to pick out and for him to start school. She had 3 little outfits that she had for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think she got him a pair of shoes, but I think she was more like jealous of the fact that I showed her all the stuff that I had. You know what I'm
girl, that
saying?
shit's some bullshit.
And yeah, but you had nothing. You had nothing.
All
But
right. Well, here's what I'm going to do for today,
I
because yeah, it's clear to me that right, the communication has broken down here. I will direct the only communications are only between you and Miss Miller Bird, and they're to be on our family wizard. And that can start. I'll get you 2 instructions on uh, uh, either, well, I'll get them as soon as I can figure them out myself, how to get the instructions to you, how to get onto our family wizard, and I'll have you communicate only on our family wizard regarding exchanges. And those exchanges are to go between the two of you, and I'll return them to the Wyoming Police Department until further notice on the schedule I previously um, gave out. We're just going to follow that weekend schedule even up through the holidays here, even though I know Christmas falls on weird
What?
days this week and
So I'm
everything.
not gonna get my baby on Christmas?
Well, we're gonna follow the weekend schedule. If you want to modify it or something, we can set a hearing to do that, but we're just right now, we're gonna follow the weekend schedule because things haven't been going good. So we're gonna just follow
I
the
don't
schedule I
understand this.
previously set. Because here's the bottom line is none of this stuff changes. We can't have a single hearing like this, and I'm getting a lot of new information, and I don't really have anything in writing yet, from either party. Of course, I don't see the texts and the electronic exchanges. If you want to print them out, both sides, you're welcome to do so and show me, what that's looked like from your perspective so you can illustrate the conflict that's come up at the termination hearing. But for now, I'm saying, what I need to do is I need to make it more controlled, and the only way I can do that is return it to the state of the order, to when it started working, anyways. When we began this process a year ago, and anyone that violates or goes against the terms of the order, either by holding over with the child, or not providing the child at the exchange point at the regular time, things like that, that'll will be a factor I'll consider as I consider the continuation of the guardianship. And the other factors will be the home study, Miss Miller Bird's ability to support the child financially, and it's very likely that following that, the law allows me to put in place a court structured guardianship where, I do provide for visitation and a continuation of the guardianship, with the idea of transitioning. And there are some services I can put in place, including reunification plan, things of that nature, where services will come and try to work with both families to see if the transition is a good idea. And then second, I there can be a portion in there that's a support payment that would be but from Miss Miller Bird, to the child support, which I haven't ordered yet, but it sounds like, that you might be in more of a position now, financially at least, to make, and they're not always huge payments, but there's something to say, hey, I'm able and willing to financially contribute to this, support of the child. So those are all things I'll consider, but I'll consider them at the termination hearing when I rework this. I would highly encourage, like I say, I want the communication to be between the two of you. Let's keep it to our family wizard, and let's keep, dad and other grandma out of the loop on it. They can certainly be involved with baby in the off times, and when the child is near, both of you, they can have contact with those people. But the people that should be communicating are the two of you, because you're the two that are specified in the order. So we can't go through third people or things like that. And and as much as you can, I would encourage the other folks not to interfere with the communications, because when they're sending texts or Facebooks or whatever, that can interfere. It causes, like you say, you can't control your mom, and you can't always control your adult son as to what they're doing or saying. But those people, when they're communicating, can create as much of a problem as it would have as it came from your mouth. So, insofar that extra people are kind of weighing in on this, they're not really relevant to the determination. That the two of you are the two that share, the custody and care of this child, and that's where I expect the communication to be, not through another person. And that's both require the both of you to figure out a way to communicate. I'll send out the instructions for our family wizard so I can oversee that, and like I say, we'll return to that schedule. I will revisit. Uh, we'll set a hearing sometime before the Christmas break, so I can divide up some parenting time over Christmas, so we can have, some sharing of time over Christmas. I'll hear both of you weigh in on that. Lisa, can I set a 1 hour hearing date between now and Christmas?
I am sure that we can find something.
All right,
But
we'll send out notice to the both of you. You both got notice for today's hearing, so I must have current emails or addresses that I'm sending things to. Is there anything that either of you need to update, email or address wise? See Miss Riley, Miss Miller Bird, do you have new contact information that we need to send to, or are you getting it? Okay,
No.
very good. I'll send notices to you. I'll take a look at those dates over Christmas. Why don't the two of you take a look at the dates too and kind of figure out, the good thing is we're not dealing with a guardianship, where guardians in Sault Ste. Marie and parents are down here in Grand Rapids, and that, it's certainly possible to do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day or some split like that. So both of you can, celebrate the holidays in your own ways that you want to. With the child here, I'll take a look at those dates as well, and we'll figure something out. And I'll determine that at a hearing and issue a supplemental order just to govern, like I say, shooting for Christmas here. But short of that, and then including this upcoming Thanksgiving weekend, I just want it to stay on the regular schedule. So, just like I said in
So
the order previously.
what we gonna do about tomorrow? Because every time you say that we supposed to get the baby and stuff like that, she don't listen. So
All right. Well, Friday then is exchange should go at the Wyoming Police Department like we did before. Uh, at the time and
it can't be at
locations.
8 in the morning tomorrow because he
He is
has
sick,
school.
Judge. He is sick, and he has a bad cold. I wouldn't request that. I mean, if anything, yeah. If he's feeling better over the
Do you
weekend,
see what she doing?
Yeah. Well, what
he
time
is
does
Now
my
really
he said,
order?
sick.
okay,
You
I can
want to
take
see?
care
You
of my
want to
own
see?
son.
You want me to take?
I-
You want me to take him in there? You want me to go in there and show you that he is
Hang
sick?
on. Well, Miss Riley, what time do we usually exchange on the weekends? Remind me.
Well, we would normally exchange either like if it's after school, it's gonna have to be like it was 8 in the morning Friday, but that was when he was out of school.
Yeah.
But then now it is what was it, 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock, and she has to bring him back by seven Sunday.
Yeah, let's resume that 5 p.m. to 7 Sunday. I'm hoping he's feeling better by 5 p.m. tomorrow. You'll have to make the decision on it. But my feeling is even if he's a little under the weather, got a cold or whatever, Miss Miller Bird can get him medicine, keep him on clear liquids, do all that stuff. If
Okay.
she's, she might be at risk of getting sick herself, but I guess that's the risk that parents take when you're raising kids and they come home with stuff from school. So let's go back to that regular exchange. But yeah, let's make it at 5 p.m. tomorrow because of the school. He needs to get to school and home, back to you so you can get him over to the exchange point.
Okay. Can you also let her know? No, she's not taking him to school on Monday, so should it be Sunday at 7?
Yep, should be returned Sunday at 7 per my orders.
I
We'll
just
do it
want to
like
say
that.
something to Judge Rossi. I just want to know, what do you want from me? Like, I'm doing everything that you asked me to do. Why do you want my son to be with her so bad?
Yeah, no, it's not that. I just want him to be.
Okay, but she's not doing anything that's right though. She's steady
Well,
just making
I'm
things.
taking care of him. I'm taking
Yeah.
care of him.
Let me tell you what I look at. That's a fair question. Judge, what do you evaluate? And, I'll tell you what I evaluate is the child getting to doctor's appointments? Does he get to school every day on time? Does he get that? I think that.
No, he missed so much school and he don't get to doctor's appointments. He just
Well, if you want to bring attendance reports and things like that to show me that it's not what I think it is, but at least in my mind, he's getting to school every day. He's in first grade. She's communicating with the teachers enough, Miss Riley is, to know that, he's got an attention issue in the classroom and they're doing these steps. And IEP's fine. IEP doesn't require medication. It just gets him extra help.
okay,
and
but why
school
is she trying
attention.
to get him on medication when I'm not okay with that? I'm his mom.
Well,
I'm not
and
trying to get him on medication. That's what they request in the
yeah, that's what
paperwork.
and the school requested. But the thing is, at the end of the day, if we want to talk about that at the next hearing, we can have a conversation about the
I want to order
medication.
that say I'm
Let's
supposed
see
to be
if
at
the
all
doctor.
doctor's appointments.
I defer to the doctor.
Can you get her tested?
No, so we have to, I defer to the doctors on medication usually. But a lot of kids are on medication. I used to be very anti-medication. That's not the case anymore. I do think that appropriately prescribed medication can be very helpful for kids in some circumstances. And IEP is not just medication, though. It's also, sometimes they give the kid
Right.
a bouncy ball to sit on, or they can have those fidget spinners to play with, when they're in the regular class. Those are just accommodations they make for the for the kid so he can participate in the regular program. And those are great accommodations to have available. And the IEP tells the school they have to do it. So, it's really to his benefit to have the IEP. No, it's not like the other kids know he's got it or anything. He's not in a
I
different
don't care
classroom
about him having an
generally.
IEP. I care about her giving him medication. I don't
Yeah,
want her
no,
giving him nothing.
It ain't
well,
nothing
and
that I want to do. But if it's gonna help him in school,
yeah.
if that's what they require, a mild dosage, I don't want to do it neither. But if it'll help him get better in school and focus in school, that's what he needs. That's your problem.
Here's
You
what
so
I'll do on
disrespectful
medication,
for the
Miss
right
Riley.
stuff.
Yep, let's get the doctor's recommendation because you said he's got an appointment already. Let's get the doctor's recommendation on appointment on medication, and then during our next hearing, I'll hear both sides on medication and make a decision whether we want to begin him on
Am I able to get a lawyer?
tension meds. Yep, you absolutely are.
Yes, because I'm
Uh,
tired of this. I can't do
yep,
this no more. It just seemed like everything is
You
getting
can
pointed for
afford a
her.
lawyer, but you can't
yep.
afford your
Yes, I
child
All
can
to
get
right.
get
a
your
lawyer. I can
child
get a.
stuff.
I can get a
That's
court
crazy.
appointment.
You will
Hang
pay
on,
for a lawyer.
let's pause and certainly right, both sides are entitled to representation, and if you can't afford to hire a lawyer, you can try. We'll advise Legal Aid of West Michigan does provide representation in guardianship matters sometimes, and obviously they can't represent the both of you. So I'd encourage both of you to reach out to Legal Aid of West Michigan, and then there are some other advocacy groups out there that provide lawyers at no charge, as well as the ability to go out and to pay a lawyer and to hire them. A lawyer's helpful because they give you, they work with the judges all the time, so they know a little bit about what the file looks like and the material I'm looking at every day, and also they can kind of be a go-between for scheduling hearings and things of that nature. The downside of the lawyers is if you're paying them, they're very expensive. So that it is an option for either side or either of you to hire private counsel, as we come up to the hearing, or like I say, to get a lawyer at no charge. I can't appoint lawyers on this matter because it's not a case that's in not a child welfare case that qualifies for appointment. However, you can go to legal aid and obtain a lawyer that way if you don't have the money to pay for a private lawyer. So, and I think that would be in both sides' interest. Talk to a lawyer so you can kind of define what your goals are in the legal proceeding here. And I can tell you my goals are twofold. One, the state of Michigan says, well, birth parents should in general be able to parent their children. However, the state of Michigan also says, Judge, when you make any decision about the placement of a child, your very first thing that you have to take into consideration is the best interest of the child. And my view is the best interest of every child is to have a stable home environment. And that's just, basically what it sounds like, a roof over their head, warm place to sleep at night, a clean set of clothing to get into in the morning, and 3 meals a day. And then also attendance, at the age of the child here, attendance in school, and making sure, he's at school every day when he's supposed to be, and also getting extra help if needed in school on a regular basis. That becomes really important with school age kids. So those are the factors. And then of course the medical records and stuff like dental appointments and things of that nature. Those are the sort of things that I look at to see, is the child are the child's needs being attended
But
to.
they're not, because
Uh,
she sits there and she tries to hold the baby hostage from his mom.
Lies,
Well,
lies,
the
lies.
thing is right. Here's the thing: is there's personal conflict there, but I do hear that Miss Riley, for example, got him to the dental appointment and got his teeth taken care of. Well, that's really important for any kid, just to get regular dental appointments and make sure, if a tooth's coming in wrong, well, then they pull the tooth out and get that stuff. I just had one
My
of my
teeth will fall
daughters
out too if nobody brush my teeth. My
go
teeth will fall
go.
out.
Yeah,
Girl, all
everyone.
you do is
Well,
feed them candy. The
no. It's and the thing is
first week he got
right.
candy. Shut up, girl.
Every kid gets right cavities and things like that, and you simply got to go to the dentist and get them checked up on a regular basis. So those are the things I look at when I'm evaluating his welfare. Is and those things. The other piece of that is, unlike what he says, and he's not old enough. Ms. Millibird, you mentioned that he says he wants to go with you, and I have no doubt he enjoys being with you and spends his time with you. However, for a child under 14, the child's preference is not something that I
Yeah,
consider.
because that's
So,
the law. But I know my son. And I asked
yeah,
him, I don't
no,
even
no,
ask.
and you're
Girl,
welcome to,
shut up.
say it, but like I say, that really doesn't have any legal weight, right, with the court. That just it's just not a consideration. It doesn't compare to a report from the dentist's office or something like that. That the paper speaks louder than words, I guess, in the legal sense. So that's where we are currently. Like I say, we'll address these things at a hearing. They will be addressed, but I want in the meantime the exchanges to go per my order and at the Wyoming Police Department, so they're in any conflict. And they should just be the two of you doing those, because it seems like when the two of you, cut the other people out of the equation, you're able to work things out, over time. So I'm hoping we can get back to that here. And in the meantime, I'll do the court hearings to determine, the status of the guardianship. But I can tell you, Ms. Miller-Bird, and both of you, I'm not going to make any drastic changes right away in the guardianship or in the visitation. Now, if the visitation stops working out, then, I can eliminate the visitation. But I don't think that's in anyone's interest right now. I think he does have an interest in seeing his mom. He gets to see his dad by virtue, I hope anyways, of staying with Miss Riley. And from his perspective, he's doing okay where he is now. And I'm going to evaluate and see if that's in his best interest, into the future. But like I say, just by the nature of court proceedings and my need to gather information, that's going to take some time. None of those decisions are going to be made by tomorrow, or, necessarily even before Christmas or the holidays. So we're just going to have to figure out a way to make those things work out so that, um, things can be the best they can be, both through the holidays and going into next year and starting, the next term at school in January, et cetera. And those are
I
my
have
goals. Keep those things that, as from the child's perspective. I guess I'm looking at this through a 6-year-old's eyes. you know, uh, the benefit for him is to know, what's going to happen after school, who's going to pick him up, where he's going. Does he get a snack? Doesn't he get a snack? And then who picks him up after that, and who he gets to spend time with. Some predictability. That's really important for kids. If that ends, if it becomes unpredictable because the parents can't provide, the people with custody can't provide that predictability, then that makes it harder to raise a kid. And that's all there is to it. So I'd ask the two of you, work it out like adults, be as predictable as you can for the child here, because that's what benefits him, and obviously don't badmouth the other person in the presence of the child, because he loves the both of you. He loves his situation. He thinks he's got a great deal going. Let him continue to think that that's a good thing, and I'll make the legal adjustments on my end that need to be made, or changes in due time. But it does take time. And in the meantime, my goal is just to keep, from, if you look at it from a 6-year-old's perspective, he wants the people he loves, that he can count on them, and that they're not fighting with each other in front of him. There's not conflict in front of him. So he doesn't, even if you don't love each other, which I'm not going to order, or anyone else, that you have the best relationship with each other, but he has to know that at least you get along well enough so that he can make sure he gets that next snack, or, Christmas gift, or whatever it is, it's really important in a little guy's life. My 5-year-old this morning saw the snow outside, and she said, "Dad, it's winter." And I said, "Are you glad for winter?" She said, "Yeah, because her birthday's in February, so that means my birthday's coming." And I said, "Well, it's still a ways off, but yeah, kids look at real small things like that. They don't look at legal papers or whatever. They just look at, did I get my snack after school? Did someone look at my thing that I made in school, my coloring or whatever, and look at that and said good job, or keep it up or whatever." So let's keep it as stable as possible for the sake of the child in this case. That's what I'm shooting for. And I'll increase the hearings here so that we can get things sorted out, both for the holidays and then, in respect to the guardianship in the long term. But none of that's going to happen quick. So in the short term, we're going to have to be as nice and civil as possible with each other. I know that's hard right now, but that's what I'm asking you to do. And, I'm asking it for the sake of the little guy who, like I say, he loves Nana and he loves Mom. And he'd love to think that everyone gets along well here, like it's the land of Oz. And our job as parents sometimes is to pretend like it does, even when it doesn't. So that's how I view the case. So all that being said, we're concluded for today. I'll send you both notice of the next hearing, which I can get in within the next month.
We are here in the matter of JMR, case number 20-05351 GM. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter is before the court today for a review of guardianship, and also setting a visitation schedule through the upcoming holidays. And I was wondering, did the parties, either of you have an opportunity to get signed on to Our Family Wizard for communication?
I did not. I think the worker that came on Tuesday, I showed her the paperwork and I think she grabbed both of them.
Oh,
Because I showed her the paperwork and I showed her she wanted to see his IEP report. So I think she grabbed both of them at the same time because
and
I
took
don't
them
see
with
it
her.
anywhere.
So you need another copy of that. How about Miss Miller Bird? Any luck signing up for Our Family Wizard?
No, not me either. I haven't
Okay.
signed up for it yet.
Do you need another copy of the documents as well, telling you how to do it?
No, I have them.
Got them still. Okay. All right. And I did notice there is a cost for it, and then there's a provision where you can go and request that the fee be waived, and that then they do it at a reduced cost or no cost. So if either of you wish to utilize that, certainly that's one option. Okay. Currently, I've got the visits going on the weekends. And we've got obviously Christmas hits on a Wednesday this year. So my hope was to kind of work with Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and the two of you, so that you had both had opportunities to spend time with the child. So I guess I'll lead off with Miss Miller Bird. What would your ideal situation be over Christmas with the child?
Yeah, these off ahead of time.
I guess that it's okay for him to and it's like winter break or something coming up or something around Christmas.
Yes, that's right. Winter break for at least my kids starts up on, I think, Friday the 20th, and goes, for about 2 weeks until Monday the 6th, I want to say, would be the last day of that.
I would not mind getting them on Christmas Day, and then she could keep them leading up to Christmas Eve, I guess. I don't know. I wanted to have him for winter break, but I don't know exactly when his winter break start. And,
I bet.
and so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I looked at his school website, and I seen on there that he got a half a day coming up for his new market period and stuff like that. But I was just trying to figure out when he was having winter break so I could get him for winter break. And I could get him for Christmas Day so he could open presents and stuff like that and be with family and stuff like that. I really don't care um, if he stay with her and open presents on Christmas Eve.
All right, Miss Riley, how would that work? For your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day plans?
That's fine with me, but I still feel like the visitation should stay on the weekends.
Okay, in other words, you don't think there should be extra. Now, is he going to school or daycare, any programming during break?
No, but when I work, I do pay for my babysitter. Um, no, he's not. He'll be while I'm working, he'll probably be with the babysitter.
Okay, at your home. All
Yeah.
right. Miss Millibird, what is your work schedule looking like over the Christmas, New Year's time period?
I make my own hours at my job. So
Okay, so if you had him, you could be with him. You wouldn't need to arrange for daycare or leave him by himself or anything like that.
no, he will be with me the whole time.
Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna propose is
Mm.
that we do that exchange um so that Miss Riley, you'll have him through let's do the regular weekend for the 20th, and then you get him back on Sunday, the 22nd. You keep him through Christmas Day. Can we do that exchange at noon at does that work for the both of you at the Wyoming Police Department?
That's if she can get there. I'm not coming. I'm not dropping him off at her house because I had to pick him up last night. I'm not. She has to figure out how to get there.
All right, Ms. Millibird, is that workable for you at the Wyoming Police Department at noon? Would you rather have a different time? What works best for you on Christmas Day, um, to pick up your son?
What I could pick him up in the morning, maybe around like 11. Yeah, maybe around like 11 o'clock.
You'd prefer even a little earlier, like 11 a.m. at the
Yeah,
police department?
I could pick him up early in the morning. Yeah, the police
All right.
department is literally like 5 minutes away from my house. It's not even far from here. It's
You
literally
could
like,
almost walk
if
if
I
your
needed to, I could walk. Yeah,
car fell through or something like that, and it wasn't a z-
but I
20
would
below
never walk
blizzard out there.
near
Yeah.
him.
Okay, let's set it for 11 a.m. then. But now here's what I'm gonna say about the pickups because it's not really fair that either of what you is, waiting for a ton of time past the pickup. So the pickup window, if I, so it's and this will go for these weekend exchanges too, it starts at the time, so 11 a.m. And the person who's picking up you, Miss Miller Bird, in this case, if you're picking up on Christmas Day, you need to be there no later than 11:15 a.m. or the visit would just be canceled, okay? So you got a
Okay,
15-minute window, but you got to show because otherwise the other person, and the child wind up waiting around in the car for half an hour or something like that, and that's not fair to anyone. So let's target it. If we say it's going to be 11 a.m. Christmas Day, then it's going to be sometime between 11 a.m. and 11:15 that drop off occurs, or then you know Miss Riley can just take him home and uh, then that visit's going to be canceled. So make sure you're there on time. Uh, like I say, with a 15-minute cushion, but don't give yourself that 15-minute cushion. Shoot to be there on time, and that way, if the car doesn't start or something like that, well, you still got a little bit extra time to work with. So, and so you'll pick him up on the 25th, and I'll have you keep him. Let's see here. My goal is I think the easiest thing to do would just be for you to keep him right through the normal return time on the 29th. So you'd have 4 straight days with them starting on Christmas Day and just bring them and just do the regular exchange 5 p.m. on Sunday the 29th.
okay. Oh, well, it's at 7.
Yep, at 7 p.m. That's right. You'll return him to the Wyoming PD at 7. And of course, the same rule for Miss Riley in that she needs to be there no later than 7:15 on those dates, or the pickup would be canceled. What about New Year's Day? Do either of you have big exciting Little kids don't usually live it up too much around New Year's Day. Is there anything special to do around New Year's?
I don't have anything to do.
Miss Millibird?
No, I don't have any special plans.
Okay, no huge, yeah, right. Sometimes I guess people would probably do family reunions or something like that, but or a trip to visit or whatever. So, all right, well, let's then so you're gonna go through the 29th, and then we got that New Year's Day holiday in there. Here's what I am gonna propose is that you pick him up a day early on January 2nd at 5 p.m. So that'll be Thursday, January 2nd at 5 p.m. And then return him. You know, he's got to get set for school. Is that a big deal to get him set for school on the 5th? Do you need him earlier than that? Normal return time at 7 p.m. on the 5th, Miss
I,
Riley, or is that going to work okay?
I would rather do at least about 5 because a 7, well, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fine.
a little guy. It's not like he's gonna have to do a term paper or something before he goes
Yeah,
back
that's
to
fine.
school. Okay, yeah, let's make that then. Let's keep the regular. So you get an extra day over that New Year's week as well, Miss Millibird. And you can plan some fun activity for you and the child to do. And that will provide a little extra parenting time over the New Year's. And then we'll be back on the regular schedule. Ms. Willibird, I did get your motion to terminate, and of course we did. It sounds like the home study has occurred at Miss Riley's, and I'll get the report of the Department of Health and Human Services. And if either of you have more information about counseling, medical care, Jalon's medical records, et cetera, anything you ought to think I ought to look at prior to that hearing, you're more than welcome to email it or drop it off at the courthouse here or mail it through the snail mail to my attention at the courthouse. And I'll be glad to review that on the 13th when I do our next hearing. So anything else we need to cover today, Miss Riley?
No.
Miss Millibird?
No.
And with this amended order, I'll also send out the another copy, probably wind up sending it to the both of you, of how to sign up for our Family Wizard. So we got a good means of communication, like we talked about last time. So we'll keep working on that because I think whatever happens in January and over the holidays here, it always helps to be able to talk to each other and to have a safe space to do that without the worry about everyone else in the world seeing your business. So,
And it still gets out there.
pardon me?
I said it still gets out there, but
Right. Still, yeah, I can't, not in this digital age we live in. We can't close every means of communication, but at least we can have a safe space to go back and forth. So, well, I appreciate you both being willing to work through a schedule here. And like I say, be real conscious of those drop off and pickup times. Make it within that 15-minute window. So kids not waiting, I know kids when they're in the car, gosh, I can't even drive to the grocery store and my kids are like, are we there yet? And stuff like that. So let's not make anyone wait too long for the other person, get it within that 15-minute window. And I'm positive, a young guy like him, he's going to have fun at Christmas. And I hope you guys have some good moments of joy in there as well. I appreciate all you're both doing. I know it isn't easy working out stuff like this, but I appreciate you both being there and showing up and wanting to be part of his life. Like I say, I think it's all gonna, in the long run, when this young guy starts to, look beyond the presence a little bit and say, hey, what's my situation like? And I see other people's situations. He's going to say, hey, I got it pretty good. I got a lot of people who love me and want to be part of my life. So I think that's a huge blessing. I'm sure he doesn't see it yet, but I can sure see it from where I sit. And both of your efforts are a huge part of that. So I appreciate it. Let's make this work over the holidays, and I'll see you both in January.
All right, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
The same to the both of you. Thank you.
Circuit Court for the County of Kent is now in session. Honorable J. Joseph Rossi presiding. We are here in the matter of JMR, case number 20-05351 GM. This hearing is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on YouTube.
And this matter comes before the court today on Miss Miller Bird's petition to terminate guardianship previously granted by this court to Miss Turlia Riley. I have received a home study dated December 18th of last year by Miss Harder of the Department of Health and Human Services, which recommends continuing the guardianship as it is with the visitation from Miss Miller Bird. However, I'm willing to hear additional testimony today. Miss Miller Bird did submit letters from family members indicating that the child is very happy when with his family and indicating that they believe it would be in his best interest to return full-time to Miss Miller Bird. So I guess as an initial matter, Miss Miller Bird, since this is your petition, I will hear your testimony. So if you could unmute, I'll swear you in. And if you please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. And Ms. Miller Bird, one of the issues here was you indicated that your pay was primarily under the table and thus you couldn't document, supply a W-2 or anything like that to the investigator. Thus, they couldn't confirm your financial ability to support J-Law. Can you supply me any additional information on that at this time?
I don't recall her asking to see anything. She never asked me to see anything. But I can send a billing statement of all my like Cash Apps and like Apple Pays and stuff like that, and Venmo and stuff like that I get received from like work and stuff.
Ariana.
Is that how work pays you, is through Venmo or Cash App or
Like,
something?
yeah, like through like a third party pay, like Cash App or, something like that.
Okay. And you're still working, I think it was cleaning.
Girl, wake up so you can hear the shit.
And yet, are you cleaning or what describe for me what your employment looks like at this time?
Well, I just cleaned my cousin's building. She just has a building where she do massage therapy and stuff like that there. But I just clean it out. I do laundry there. I mop the floors. I vacuum, wash they, towels and clean the tables there and stuff like that. Fill the heat warmers for them. Make sure everything's turned off at the end of the night and close up. Open up every morning as well. And I could have her verify all of this as well too.
How much does she pay you for the work that you do there?
Well, at the end of the week, I make at least like $200 to $300 at the end of the week. So.
Okay. So does she have an hourly rate that she gives you for the time you put in? How does she determine how much it's going to be?
I really don't know how she do it. I mean, she just always pay me the same amount. We family, so it's really just to help me out. You get what I'm saying? Because, yeah, but we're family. So she really just paid me like $350 to whatever, at the end of the week to clean and stuff like that. And I work whenever I can really come in for real. I make my own hours and all that. And she really just did it to help me out, really. I've been doing like, other stuff too, though. Like besides cleaning and all that stuff for her, I still do like little other jobs, like, it's other apps and stuff that you could do, daily jobs and stuff like that, like Hire and all that type of stuff where you can work throughout the week where I make money still too as well. Like, I have been trying to find me a permanent job, but it's been kind of hard since I did receive, which y'all already know, I did receive that prior charge and stuff like that. So it's a fresh charge, so it do make it kind of hard for me to get a job. But I've been going to temp services too, but a lot of the temp services been saying they ain't have work. I will be going to one today too, but they all been saying like they ain't have work and stuff like that. I've been applying to new ones and all that too, but it just haven't been, doing good. But I haven't just been sitting here. I can't just sit here. I have bills. You get what I'm saying? I have rent to pay and all that stuff. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what
well,
other
you
people
do
do.
get some assistance for your rent through it looks like Section 8, and then
Yeah, they give me assistance, but I still pay a $200 portion every month still, plus my bills too, like electricity and gas and all that stuff. I still have to pay trash out of my house and stuff like that too. I still have a Wi-Fi bill. I still have a phone bill. I still have a cable bill, all that. Like, I still have bills. I still have to pay for groceries. I only get $291 in food stamps. That's not enough. That's not nothing.
right. No, right. Yeah,
I
obviously
still pay for groceries out of pocket. I still got to pay for gas. I still got to pay for, the regular adult stuff that everybody still got to pay for. I don't just be, parlaying and stuff like that. It's plenty of ways for you to make money every day without having a job, a permanent one at least. They offer plenty of ways, temp services. It's plenty of apps. It's plenty of things that you can do. I'm experienced in a lot of stuff as I work too, as I grow. I got waitressing under my belt, hostess, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a environmental service technician. I'm certified in all the food safety stuff for fast food because I worked at 2 fast food restaurants when I was 16. And then I'm just, just going
yeah.
through, just
It-
trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? But I do pretty good as far as me being my age and stuff like that. I don't never have no eviction notices. I never been put out my house or nothing.
How long have you been at your current address, Miss Milliberg?
I've been living there for like 4 to 5 years now.
Okay. And do you live there by yourself?
Um, yeah,
Because I did notice there was uh, I think maybe a guy friend or
I
someone.
do got a boyfriend, but he don't live at my address. He don't live at my address. He live at a different address.
Okay, he's got
Yeah,
his own spot.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he got his own place to reside. But we spend a lot of time together because he helped a lot in my life. So
Okay.
yeah.
One thing I couldn't tell was, did the worker do any kind of background check or suitability determination for your boyfriend?
No, she didn't ask much, but she did talk to him for a little bit. She did talk to him for a little bit. And when I talked to her, she didn't say what you said. When I talked to her, she said basically like there was no reason that she seen why he couldn't come home. And she was saying like she was going to recommend for him to come home. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. Which
Okay.
y'all do.
No, well, and it is as I've said many times in these hearings, um, it takes some time, to make the determination sometimes, and well, and the sometimes the worker will, I had a previous hearing where the worker said she wasn't going to recommend the placement, with the guardian, and then in the report she did, she told the person. So they don't always necessarily tell you what their final finding is going to be when they're meeting with you. Sometimes that comes out different because they gather a bunch of information before they finalize the report. Do you know anything about what is your boyfriend's name?
His name is Khalil PV.
Last name Peavy.
PV Summer.
How do you know how to spell the last name?
PEEVY hyphen SUMRELL.
Okay, very good. And do you know anything in his background or past that would make him not suitable to be around your son?
No.
Okay. Uh, and has he been around your son when you've had your son home with you?
Yeah, he be sometimes with us because um he do a lot of the driving in the house. He just, he just be around here. He a big help. And so he be around a lot. But Jaylon and him, they really get along real good though. They be playing and all that stuff. Jay actually look forward to seeing him when he come over because sometimes he don't be there and he be asking where he at and we gotta go get him.
Gotta find him. All
Yeah.
right. And you haven't observed anything that's not appropriate in Jaylon and Khalil's interaction.
No,
Okay.
never.
All right. And how about something that wasn't clear to me out of this report also was your participation in counseling or um, services out in the community. Where do you stand today with getting counseling?
So I know that you wanted me to continue on with counseling, but like I don't know how you really view me or how whatever people view me, but I don't know. I'm feel like I'm okay. Like I'm not really things is really hard right now and the way I'm handling it is 10 times better than I would have handled it a year ago. You get what I'm saying? Or a couple years ago. I could have done a lot of things or reacted a lot of ways. Things are not how I want them to be at all. A lot of things are not how I want them to be, but I still buckle down and try to be an adult about the situation. I don't try to blow up or get mad. It's hard not getting mad when somebody else is dealing with your child. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't see how no one could not get mad. You get what I'm saying? It's hard not getting mad when your child not in your house or when your baby coming home and he blaming you for days that you not been around him or asking you why he can't stay or asking you why it got to be so many days where he got to be away from you and just asking you stuff that you really can't explain because you don't know what to say. Like, and I'm
Yep.
handling that better than a lot of moms would. You get what I'm saying? I'm not blowing up. I try so hard not to blow up in your courtroom. I try so hard. I try so hard not to blow up in your courtroom and say things that shouldn't be said. But I don't feel like I need counseling anymore. I mean, like I talked to the counselor for a long time. We would talk, but all we would talk about is the same thing is my kids. Like my kids and what happened with my kids, how you took my baby. That's it. That's all we talk about. We don't never talk about Jaylon. We don't never talk about him because I'm not sad about what's going on with him. He's not away from me. He's not gone. I still have custody of him. I still see him all the time. I still have a chance to be with my son. But like we don't really talk about nothing but what happened with a previous case. And I'm not saying I'm over that, but I have already put that somewhere where I'm to a point where I have, healed from that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to keep bringing it up. I honestly feel like counseling not doing nothing but making me keep relive all the things that I've been through. I'm past those things. My brother dying, I'm past that. What happened with all that stuff, I'm past that. My sister just died, literally, like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. She just got shot and killed, just like my brother.
Mm.
And I'm sitting here in court going through some more stuff. Again, I'm steady in court, going through fighting for my kids, going through all types of stuff. My sister died and I'm not crying today. I still do have some sad moments, but y'all don't, nobody see them because I have learned how to deal with my emotions way better than most people. I don't. And then like I gave up alcohol and all that stuff too. So it's like I got other things that's keeping me at bay too, but that's not for the courtroom. So.
All right. Well, and you're Ms. Miller, you're not drinking at all anymore?
No.
No, that's a great decision. Well, and I can say for sure for the record that I have viewed tremendous improvement. Because prior, a year ago, you were having run-ins with the police and issues that, as I saw it, were primarily related probably to partying and alcohol, not related necessarily to your son, but kind of impacted your life in ways that made it. Then all of a sudden, that did impact your ability to be a parent. And I can see you've made a lot of improvements. The only thing I can say with regard to counseling is that, that you know, it does give you an outlet when you're facing those challenges in your life. And gosh, anyone facing the situation that you are, you know, you've already described the financial challenges and of course the challenges of, uh, you know, the situation with your son, which I know you're not happy with the current custody array or the current living arrangement. And then, and also the loss of your sister, which I'm very sorry for. And, you know, I can just say, you know, anyone facing that level of trauma in their life would benefit from counseling. So I'm not saying, you know, I think you need that because you're broken. It's the only way to fix you, but rather that on the other hand, you know, it is you know, an objective person who's not going to go and blab your business out to other people,
But
you know, because they're bound by confidentiality, and then you can share some of those challenges with, and they can give you some, you know, in the best situation, they give you some idea of, well, you know, here are some ways my training says you can deal with it, and I can see you've benefited from what you've gone through, and also your own decision to stop drinking, you know, because that clouds anyone's judgment, you know, when you're drinking and things like that, you know, that's a very positive decision. So I will say you certainly made lots of positive progress that I see. I would recommend that you continue with that counseling or pick it up again just to, uh, you know, like I say, have that outlet, you know, and have someone to bounce your ideas and feelings off
well,
and, you know,
I
stuff like
have a very strong support system right now. Like as the year has went by, I had the time to eliminate people out my life and bring in the very closer people that I need and very much trusted people too. And now, so like my circle is very small, like as a remainder of like my mom and just my boyfriend. Like me and my boyfriend are about to get engaged. Like, so like I have somebody to talk to and give confidentiality to and speak with. I am very much so okay. Like I'm saying,
All right. Well, you know, I
like
can't,
I will keep it in mind though. Yeah,
yes,
I'll keep
no,
it in
I
mind though,
can't.
but I just feel like right now I'm at a really good point in my life where, I'm okay right now.
Okay.
I'm
No, and I think you are now. Let me tell you another factor that's going to impact this is our chief judge decided at the change of the year that all these guardianship cases are going to switch back to the family division. And I am not a family division judge. I sit on, although I was crossed, I had a half share when I had your previous case of family cases. They're going to put me back entirely in the civil criminal division, which is, you know, where I was before I took the family cases. So the bottom line is you'll have a new judge for the guardianship case going forward. Won't know the backstory, won't know the degree of improvement. And if you show that new judge that you're in counseling and that you're seeing a counselor, and you know you get a letter from your counselor saying, you know, Miss Miller-Bird made XYZ sessions of counseling during the review period, that'll look good for you. So, you know, on just a practical note, I would recommend, you know, renewing that counseling relationship. Where did you go for counseling when you were going?
um was part of the city, Cherry Health. I had two counselors there. I forgot the first lady name, but the second one name was Brianna. I had some long talks with Brianna though, really. So
So you feel like that was a pretty good relationship that you had with her?
yeah, she was a nice lady. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Good. Well, I'd recommend, you know, if that worked well for you, I would simply go back there and say, hey, I worked with her before. I'm wondering if I can get on her schedule again. If she's full, you know, just take whoever they have. You know, sometimes you luck out and you get a great counselor, sometimes not a great counselor, but in any case, always remember what you're trying to do there, you know, is build a case that says, hey, I am taking up these issues. I'm addressing these questions so that um, you know, you can show a different judge because it won't be me that you're working on it. That's the key there. So I would recommend re-engaging with a counseling relationship. Um, you know, in the time going forward, and I don't think you need to do. Have you tried done AA or anything of that
I
nature?
don't need AA. I quit drinking on my own. I quit
Okay.
drinking all
I
by
think, you
myself.
know, my feeling is you've done a good job, you know, it appears to me anyways, of staying
I'm
away.
pregnant. Why would I be drinking or
Okay,
anything?
you got excellent reasons
Yeah,
to abstain from alcohol. No,
I'm
that
just trying to figure out why would I be going to AA. I ain't been drinking though before I was pregnant. I stopped drinking 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's my observation. I don't think that's necessary any longer. However, I will have you resume that counseling relationship, and especially you're expecting a baby. That's going to create, some different feelings and needs to, kind of adjust where you're coming from. So, I think the counseling would benefit, and don't, like I say, I don't just send people to counseling because I think you're broken, you need to be fixed, but rather, I send people there because I really do believe there's a benefit to be obtained from counseling, and you've shown that, over the time. It's not only because of counseling, of course, it's because of your own personal strength and your relationships and things like that in the community and your dedication to reunifying with your son. However, I do think the counseling can be beneficial, so I'm going to include that going forward. Anything else you need to tell me, Miss Miller-Bird?
Well, this weekend I didn't get to get him, so I was just trying to figure out why was that for.
Okay, well, I'll ask Miss Riley when I have her up here. Did the remainder of the visitation time and the holiday time work like I ordered it to?
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned the transportation question. Is your boyfriend Khalil the main source of transportation at this time?
No, he drives, but it's my car.
Okay, and did you get a license?
Yeah, but I just don't drive in the snow and stuff. I'm still scared to drive in the wintertime.
I totally understand that. It can get pretty darned slippery out there. Well, congrats on the reinstatement of your license. That I know that's not an easy thing to get through as well. So, all right. Well, anything else you need to tell me that I should be considering when I make my decision today?
I
All right.
guess.
Well,
Yeah, no.
let me hear from Miss Riley. Uh, Miss Riley, if you can unmute, and I'll have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony today will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And Miss Riley, how did what happened with the last exchange and visitation? Why didn't that happen like it was supposed to?
With all due respect, Judge, can I speak freely? Because this whole thing is not even about Jaylon. It's about the mother. This whole situation, you have let her, and she has not done nothing that she's supposed to done. Everything that you require her to do, she has not done. Since the last court, every weekend I have a problem getting them back. She does what she want to do. You allow her to do what she want to do, and there is like,
Well, tell me about the problems getting him back. What happens there?
what you mean the problem? She don't bring him back. I call her. I call your secretary and let her know. She have multiple report numbers. This stuff that you should know. And I done sent text messages. She says she done changed. She done did this.
She lying. She ain't never sent me nothing.
Shut
Okay,
up,
now
cause
She's lying.
just Miss Riley at this
She's
point, Miss Miller-Bird. I'll give you a chance to respond afterwards, but
you
can
better
only be one
totally mute
person
her.
at a time. All right, Miss Riley, go.
She
So
have
what?
multiple reports. I have all the report numbers. Your secretary has all the report numbers.
And
She
these are
act like
police
she can.
reports, Miss Riley?
Yes, from
Yeah.
me waiting up at the Wyoming Police Department for her to drop him off. And like you said on that paper, 15 minutes will cancel your visit. She didn't get him this weekend. I don't have time for this. Jaylon has a medication that he takes. And because of you, Judge, he missed 2 weeks of it. So going back to school, he it's like now I got to reboot him with everything. And he was not acting like he's supposed to. It's like I feel like you're looking for the best interest of the mother instead of the child. Every time she do something wrong, you give her more leeway. You give her more leeway. I asked you if you could just do the weekends because I let you know he's on medications, and she's not finna give it to him because she don't want him on there. She's been threatening my family. She done called my daughter, talking about how she gonna slap her because she's not responding or she's not delivering messages. It's always something with this girl, and you always pat her on the back and give her leeway. It's like what? It's like the best interest of Jaylon is not. This is not it. This is not it at all, because everything you done told her to do, she done the opposite of, and she have. But you tell me that if I don't abide by the rules, I get 90 days in jail. I've been doing this with her for 2 years, actually 6 years, 6 years. I've been dealing with you for the past 2.5, and you did. Every time she do something wrong, you give her extra leeway, you give her extra work, you give her extra time, and I don't think that's fair at
Well, I
all.
get it.
And then this boy, he got speech, he got a stutter now, and now his doctor want him to do the speech thing. I'm doing all of this. I done had to do all of this. Then did everything from doctor's appointment, tooth, teeth, everything. I done got all this together.
All right.
And
Well,
and the only thing, and you didn't even let her know or tell her that you supposed to. I talked to your secretary. I showed the paperwork. I showed the police officer the paperwork. Bring him back on Sunday. She don't bring him back. She does what she want to do, and you steady praise her. And I don't think that's fair at all.
and Lisa has relayed the messages to me that there have been problems at the exchanges. And what you're saying is you're sitting there at the Wyoming Police Department and she's not there on time to drop off the child when she's supposed to be.
That's what the reports are for. I sit there 15 to maybe 20 minutes after. Every time I call, it's maybe 5 to 10 minutes after after the extra time you done already done gave her. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I'm tired of it. And it's like she don't get, it's like no consequences to nothing that she's doing. And it's
Well, I
making it
mean,
harder on me.
yeah, I understand. Well, and I mean, the number one consequence, and I know this is
Can I
something.
please speak? Because I
No,
would like
you
to say
can't, because you
something.
No.
spoke.
He's lying.
You spoke already.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
spoke already. So be quiet.
I
yeah,
don't
we
care
only
because
can
You
he's
have
you
one.
lying.
don't care. That's the
He's
problem. You
lying.
don't care. You need to grow up. Try that counseling.
All
Try that
right.
counseling so you can grow up and be the parent that
All
Jaylon
right.
needs. Cause you's an angry bird, baby.
All right. Well, like I say, I'll give you, Miss Miller Bird, an opportunity to speak again after, but we can only have one person at a time here. So you're saying Miss Miller Bird shows up on time to do the pickups because you've been providing, like I said, if I ruled that if you had to wait more than 15 minutes, then we could cancel the visit, but that hasn't been the reason. You've been doing the pickups okay. It's been the drop-offs that have been the issue.
It's been the drop off that's been the issue. And it's always an issue. It's always an issue. It's like, come on now. You get this, you got the same paperwork that I got. Just like on the second when she called threatening my daughter at 11 o'clock. If she would read her paperwork, he don't get dropped off till 5 o'clock. But here she calling cussing my daughter out, threatening her, but she's so pregnant but on site that she gonna slap my daughter, and all this crazy nonsense. I done read all these text messages. I done sent you all the text messages between her mama, all this, all of that. I done sent all of that. The only reason why her mama is even being active because they don't like me. But before all of this, from her sister to her mamas, both her sisters, they both told me to take him. I need to get him. You know what I'm saying? But when they beefing with me, then it's different. Then
Did
they're
you
then they're
send me
on her side,
copies,
but
Miss
not
Riley?
the mama. The mama is not. She's not blocked on my phone. There's not one call that she calls me and said, "Can I come get my grandbaby?" or text me, "I'm about to come get my grandbaby." None of that. But soon as me and this girl get to arguing, then it's my grandson and I this and this and that, and not now you want to act. You want to do all this extra stuff. You ain't been blocked. You ain't been calling. You don't call me. You don't do nothing. None of her family calls me. Everybody ain't nobody blocked but her. Though nobody called me to come and get him, to interact with him, to do nothing with him.
Have you been able to work that Our Family Wizard program for
I tried
communication?
that. I need to figure out how to, because it had the payment and you said it was a waiver thing and I never went back into it. But
Okay. Yeah.
I tried it, but I can't, if I don't know her email or know the phone number that she's going to call from, I can't connect with her.
Okay, yeah, I think you both need to set it up on your ends, and I'm not sure. I did take a look at it when I ordered it.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
so I learned about that waiver thing, but I didn't figure out, it occurred to me there were some hoops you had to jump through to get it set up. So it just sounds like that hasn't been working. And the communication's kind of been this back channel way of way you've been communicating with her
It's
via.
no point to communicate with her. She gets him on Friday at 5 o'clock. All she needs to do is show up and she drops him off on Sunday. Ain't no point, ain't no need for no communication. When you late, she didn't get him because hey, somebody got to give her some consequences because you're not doing it. She's not, she take him, she do what she want to do, she keeps him until Monday and she brings him back whenever she feels like, and then she call and make some excuses. That's too much. Jaylon got a lot going on with him, and you're not helping it at all because he got medicine. He been off his medicine for like 2 weeks because you want to give her extra time to and all this and all that. Then is he going to school? The teacher is talking about how he's acting different, and then it's like he's negative when he comes here. You know what I'm saying? He tells me all this negative stuff that his mom says about me. And with the CPS worker, he done told her, you got the notes, you got the paperwork, and that boy stay there.
Let me backtrack a little bit. You mentioned the medicine, that's the guanfacine for ADHD.
It's not for the whole ADHD. She said it's a mild case, just to get stop his mind from racing so much, because he be having so much on his mind, and he be thinking about so much stuff that they just want to calm his mind down, slow his mind down a little bit so he can concentrate on like in class. But I really think he needs to be in a smaller group.
How frequently does he is he supposed to take that?
He take that at night.
At nighttime, just once a day?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what you're saying is because Miss Miller Bird doesn't think he needs the medication when Jaylon's with him, he's not getting it.
He's not going to get it. She's not going to give it to him. We did the last court. Remember, we was just arguing about my son don't need no medicine. You don't know what your son need.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Do you send him with enough doses so that
I
if
don't send him with nothing.
okay.
I'm not finna waste his medicine and she's not going to give it to him.
Okay, all right. So I will ask, I'll ask
I'm
Miss
not sending her nothing,
about it.
Judge.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sending it. It's a waste. I'm not finna waste that medicine, and she's not going to give it to him. He can have it for when he gets home. I'm not sending her nothing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're the one that picks up the script and everything. She wouldn't have the ability to give it to him if you don't drop any off with her.
And she's not going to do it. Can you please stop praising
Yeah.
her?
No,
Because
I'm
that's
going to ask
exactly
her
what you're
about that
doing,
because
Judge.
I agree.
This is like it's nonsense and it's hurting me. It's like I'm so frustrated at the fact that I'm doing everything that I need to do, everything, and this girl is she ain't did nothing that she's supposed to do. She ain't did the counseling. She telling you what she ain't gonna do, and you okay with it.
All right, well, and I told you I'll issue an order here, and the order is going to contain what I expect. And like you say, what I also know is another judge is going to take a look at it with a fresh set of eyes. So, though they'll be applying the same law that I am applying, and the law does say that, in general, that Michigan law does, hold that there's a constitutional right for parents to parent their children. So, and thus, you feel like the system's tilted towards the parent, and there's a good reason for it. It's because it is tilted towards reunifying the child with their parents, and
I understand that, but she's supposed to do what she's supposed to do too, to get her child.
yeah, I agree. And the point is here is it's also that's where the court's determination comes in, is that um uh we've got to determine what the parent is doing and is not doing, and whether or not that's enough to achieve reunification. And with the guiding light in all these cases being the best interest of the child. So and that's those are kind of the range of factors that the law orders me to follow when I make these determinations, and the next judge will follow the same sort of factors. So, okay, well, I think I got.
I got one more thing to say, if that's okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so she done told this woman that she's been supporting Jaylon, and how you pay a child support if you get paid under the table?
Right. Well, she has not been sending you any money. You know that
And
much.
she ain't said nothing.
Okay. All right. Now, the and I did have a final question. You mentioned the text messages and stuff. Did you send those to my chambers? You
I
sent
sent it to the secretary's email.
Yeah.
I sent
Okay.
that and the voice recording of what she was saying to my daughter.
Okay. So I should have
And-
copies of.
Yep, and you got the copies of what she sent to Jay Sean also.
Okay.
Because when stuff don't go her way, she gets real ignorant, but she swears she changed.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me go back. I know Miss Miller Bird has a response she wants to make, so I will
Oh Lord,
talk to her
yeah,
one at a time. All right.
one at a time. I'm gonna cut in a little bit though.
No, 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 don't cut in. That makes it. Then I can't get a good recording of the matter. So, Miss Miller Bird, we'll unmute you, and you're still under oath. What about this medicine? If you had the medicine, would you have Jaylon take it?
Yeah, she never ever told me that he was on medication. I never was aware that he was on medication. She never told me nothing about this
You a
medication that
lie.
he's
I
on.
told you that when I took
No,
him to
she
the
didn't.
Okay,
Tell her
one
to
at a
shut
time,
up.
please. So we
No,
can
she
only have
No,
one speak
no,
at a time.
No,
Uh,
she didn't, bro. No, she didn't, Judge. I'm
no.
sorry.
Go back to the
I'm
last
sorry.
court date. Shut up. Don't tell me that because she
Okay,
lying.
well, I recall from the last court date that Jaylon had been to
No,
the
she
doctor, and
said
we talked about
I'm
the
sorry. We can
medicine.
go back to the last court date and you will see in the court date that she said that it was recommended that he get on medication. It was never said that he was on it. She never told me that he was on medication. I never knew. She never, and
Okay,
how I'm going to make him take something that she's not sending there. That
got
she's
it.
not
So
sending
you're
there.
saying now that he's got a prescription, if you get the medication, when you get Jaylon, you'll have him take it at the
Yes.
rate the doctor orders. So,
Yes.
okay, no, that's I think that's important.
Lies. Stop lying, girl.
All right. Anything else, Miss Miller Bird?
Anything else, Miss Miller Bird? I got something to say too.
Can you
I'll
please
give you a chance again, Miss Riley.
Thank you. Okay, so this is so funny that she's saying that I don't bring him back on time. I was 5 minutes late to the drop off the first time that we were supposed to drop him off for Christmas. For New Year's, she lied to the police officer and told the police officer that the drop off time was at 6. It changed. That's what she said. Y'all changed it.
You a damn liar. He had the
She's a
paperwork.
Okay, one at a
My
time,
boyfriend is a
please.
witness to this.
He ain't
My
no
boyfriend is a
damn
witness.
witness
He was
to
right there,
shit.
and I told
He
Lisa on the
just dropped
phone.
you off.
Lisa
No,
was
he
right
didn't.
there.
Okay, we're not getting, yeah, we can't
You
get
please,
any.
She brought the
I
paper
don't
up to
understand how
her.
you a judge and you steady letting her interrupt your court.
No, I'm going to interrupt because you a lie.
Okay,
That
well,
officer
I
brought the
don't feel
paper
like
to
I'm
you.
getting very far, and I'm having the two of you talk over each other. So, what I'm going to do is I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'll issue a written order at this time, and I'll give you a preview of what the order is going to look like. I'm going to increase Ms. Miller Bird's visitation times to include Fridays. So the exchange will now be a Thursday exchange at
Oh, he have
Five.
school on Fridays.
Yep,
Are you
and
serious? See, I told
there's a method
she don't
behind
even bring
my,
her back on Sunday, and you keep
yes,
giving her extra time. That's what I'm
yes,
talking about. It's all
yeah.
about the mama. Man,
No.
man, this shit is crazy,
All
man.
right,
Why y'all
well,
making me the new judge? This is crazy.
I know, yeah, and I'm also gonna keep the orders in
Okay.
there that the two
And
of you.
see what I'm saying? We just
Okay.
talked about this.
All right, the two of you are going to continue communicating solely through our family wizard. I'd like both families
Yeah.
to try to sign that up and do it. I realize that it requires some hoops to get the fees waived. Speaking of money, in addition, I'm going to have Ms. Miller Bird begin paying child support at the rate of $100 per month to Miss Riley. Um, that can be paid by
Why do I have to pay her child support when they already finna garnish my taxes for her? Why?
Well, how
uh,
is you getting taxes
okay.
if you don't
Why?
have W-2s?
Why?
That's the
I'll
question. How you
respond.
getting
Let
taxes
me,
if
both of you can't talk at the same time. The reason I'm having you pay child
fraud
support,
ass taxes?
there are two reasons. One is to assist with the expenses, of course, of Miss Riley taking care of your child. And then second is the fact that I want to establish that you have sufficient financial resources to support the child if I return him to you. So the payment of child support on a regular basis, that is monthly in the amount of $100. It's not near the amount that it costs to take care of a kid, but it does establish a track record of payment of child support for your child. So I am going to have that
Excuse me.
happen during that time.
Can she submit a drug test? Because I was told that she was caught snorting coke.
No, we're not going to do any of that nonsense during this time. I will, however,
If that's the case, she
as
needs
I
to
said, I'm going to
reflect
direct you to
again that she's
return.
saying that
She was snorting
All right, Miss Millibird's going to return to counseling. That'll be in
as
that
a stripper.
order as well.
Now, whole ass girl,
Now,
boom.
here's going to be my expectation regarding that additional visitation time is what I'm going to do then, or what the next judge will do is take a look at Jaylon's attendance at school on that Friday. It has to be every Friday. He's got to be to school on time, and of course, he's got to be picked
She
up on
don't even
time.
drop him off on time, and you keep giving her extra shit,
Right.
man.
Well,
This
that's
is
the reason I'm testing some school time here is I want to see, make sure that, Miss Millibird can get
test
him
her drop
to
off
and
time.
from
Test
school.
her dropping him off on time. How about you do that?
Well, the drop off time is going to remain the same, and you should do the same as reporting that to me in there. So, bottom line is we'll be continuing
Bottom line is all
the
about the mama. It ain't
guardianship
nothing
at
about.
this time. So, I will deny the motion to terminate the guardianship. I will enter an order. And what I'm trying to do through this order is give my next judge kind of a track record to look at the things the judge can look at. Is Jaylon attending school?
I
Is
got
he
a record
taking the
for him.
medicine?
I got a whole.
All right. Well, you're welcome to submit that, and of course, I'll pass on anything you submitted to me to the next judge who gets.
Judge, when is the drop off? When is the pickup and drop off time for
So
Thursday?
I
On
will make
Friday
it.
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's not going to change until I change the order. So for now, it's going to remain the
Okay,
same.
and then what about her not bringing him this
That's her
weekend?
ass
She's supposed to be
extra
held in contempt of court for that.
extra
I
days.
get in trouble when I don't
Ain't
do my
even get
time.
no consequences.
Right. If either of you, if the other person is late or doesn't bring him, then you should simply file a police report indicating that you were there at the time and didn't get the child, or that, as Miss Riley has already said she's been doing, that she's there on time and that you're late to drop off the child, because that does create then a record that any judge can take a look at and say, okay, and it tells us more than just, I understand there's bad blood and argument between the two of
Man, I
you,
understand you
but
just on her side.
part and
That's
parcel of it
crazy.
is when a judge looks at
This is
records like
crazy.
that, they say, we make the assumption, well, if they can do this thing on time, then they can get him to the doctor on time, they can get him to the school on time, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's important to be on time for everything, drop-offs, pickups included, and of course, school start times, doctor's appointments, things of that nature. Ms. Miller-Bird, I'll have you submit as part of my order. I'm going to have you submit any evidence that you can submit documenting your income. You mentioned that it is paid electronically to you, just so that the new judge taking the case can have an accurate picture of your source of money. And I will also have
Question
um,
before you end. Can you
boyfriend,
make a
yeah.
also? Can you make an order also for school too, so they can know that I'm coming to bring him to school and stuff like that? Because I went up there and put myself on the list. She didn't have me on the list. She
Girl,
only
you
had
had the paperwork when you took them the first week, you
so
idiot. So
I
you
put
Okay.
myself on the list myself and put my Gmail on there. So
Yeah,
you should have gave them
I'll
the
put
right
it in
shit
the
when you
order
took
that
them up
you're to
there,
do the
dummy.
drop off and pick up from school. And if you send me a Gmail address, then I can include that so that the
What?
school can include you on school notifications and things like that. I'll expect, Miss Miller Bird, it will be very important for the next judge that you attend any school, parent-teacher
Yeah,
conferences,
he granted her
things of that
everything.
nature,
Everything. No consequences.
all
None.
those things. All right, I will issue the order. I'll get it out here within the next 30 days.
If it was me, then I get 90 days in jail. But she got 7 reports.
I
Seven
haven't put
reports.
anyone in jail
Police
yet,
reports.
so
All right, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, I see what it is. All right, I can't wait to see this.
all right, but currently let's keep it drop-offs and pickups the same until the new order enters. I'll send a review for the new judge. That'll be 90 days from today. Like I say, it'll be real important during that time, Miss Miller Bird, that you do everything in the order so that you can show the new judge, hey, I'm doing everything I need to achieve reunification here. Because like I say, they'll be looking at it with a
It's
fresh
okay
set
for
of
her
eyes.
not to do
They're not
everything
going to
in this
have,
order.
the history. They're just going to kind of look at what's on paper. So that'll be the situation with the new judge taking a look at the case. And with that, we're concluded for today.